Okay, everyone, let's get into the arrangement series, book number 2, The Amendment. So, just a little synopsis just to give you an idea of what this book will be about. First, there was the arrangement, a simple yet salacious fix to the problems looming in their marriage. But when things took a tragic turn, Peter's and Ansley's lives quickly fell into disarray. Now their secrets have been exposed. They know the truth about each other and their marriage. As they struggle to move on from their past and the damage they've caused, new problems begin to surface. Someone they love is hiding a catastrophic secret. The fragile ground they stand on is starting to crumble. Their family is being torn apart at the seams, and maybe, worst of all, a threat from the past is lurking, ready to unveil the things they'd kill to keep hidden. They thought the nightmare they made it through was over, but the worst is just beginning. Once, they'd vowed to do anything to make their marriage work. Now, that vow will push every boundary they have left. In order to survive, they'll need to completely trust each other. But can they? Last time they did, things went horribly, terribly wrong. This time, it might be worse. If there's one thing that's certain, their secrets are too big to let anyone walk away alive. That is the synopsis for The Amendment, the second book in the series. So let's get caught up. So when we left off with the first book, The Arrangement, we found out that Peter was a serial rapist and murderer. And Ansley knows she needed to stop these things, which is why she made the arrangement and set up her date with Stefan, whom we know she set up for Peter to kill. So with the rapes and the killings, the murders, and with Stefan now under Peter's belt, she knew she had him buried. It was either go to prison or be with me forever. And we know what Peter chose. So that brings us to today, where they are currently in therapy with Dr. Joanna St. James. And in this therapy session, Ansley talks about her problem with Peter's secrets, which we know his secrets with the whole rapes and killings. But of course, they can't say that in the therapy session. So they've come up with the code word of fencing. So Ansley professes to Dr. Joanna, that she has a problem with Peter's secrets, his lies, and being pushed out of his habit of or his activities of fencing. And Peter goes on to say how he is feeling ashamed from the anger and the violence of fencing. Okay, and they go on with the session. Then they get in the car. Peter looks at Ansley and says, "So, are we going to kill her?" Like, pause. What? Okay, let's rewind this thing. 2 months earlier. Okay, so 2 months earlier, we end up with Ansley putting the note, Peter finding the note in the bag, no more secrets. So Peter goes in the house. He confronts Ansley about the note, and she lets him know. Okay, I've known about it the whole time. I've known about the affairs. I've known about this secret lair that you have. You know, everything has to stop. Everything is in the open. It's no more secrets. Okay, so they agree. No more secrets. Then the book continues with life, their marriage, the kids in the school. And side note, this is kind of where the book starts to lose me. Or this is where Kirsten, the author, kind of starts to lose me, because in her books, the first half of the book, they're so slow. And every single time I end up putting the book down as a DNF, and then I have to pick it up, start over. And immediately once I get to the halfway point, it starts getting so good. And I just hate that, because it's like every book is like you have to fight to get halfway through the book, and then all of a sudden all the action happens. So I don't know if she's trying to reach a word count or, chapters or pages. I don't know. I'm not the editor, just the reader. But she loses me every single time. But it's okay, because if you fight through it, she picks it back up. Okay? So, inside note. So through this book, as they're continuing on with life, you just learn that, okay, Ainsley and Peter, y'all both some bitches. Like, Ainsley's being a bitch and Peter acting like a bitch. For instance, Maisie gets sick. Okay, she gets sick with this little stomach bug going around. They're gonna pick her up from, I think, a sleepover she was at. They go pick her up, bring her home, get her cleaned up, get her in the bed. So Ainsley says, hey, Peter, can you go grab a washcloth so that I can cool her off? Peter brings back a dry washcloth. Ainsley flips out. Like, Peter, you're so stupid. You're so dumb. Like, why would you not wet the washcloth? Like, you don't think. Which, I get that. But Peter, he's just like, oh, okay. And then goes and wets the washcloth. Okay, so like, come on now, Peter. Why would you bring a dry washcloth? To be real, you're really not thinking. But it wasn't that serious for Ainsley to just degrade him and demean him like she did. She just could have been like, okay, babe, I need the washcloth to be wet in order to actually, bring down her fever. Can you just get the wet washcloth for me? So it's like Peter, he's just succumbed to being Ainsley's bitch. And it's so annoying. But eventually we learn why Ainsley is the way she is, because she gets a call from her mom after she gets Maisie settled. She gets a call from her mom that actually triggers some memories that give us a little more insight to the woman that she is. So while she's on the phone with her mom, which is who the phone call is from, her mom demeans her father. So they're talking about her son and what they're going to do for the party. And her mom is like, well, is your father coming? He probably overseas with his new little young hoe, like he dumb, he's stupid, and he's all of these things. And then Ainsley's mind, she realizes, dang, I pretty much just do the same thing to Peter that my mom does to my father. So it's like, dang. And after she demeans her father, she goes on to criticize Ainsley's parenting. So she's like, how did Maisie get sick? Like, what are you doing? Why are you not giving her the vitamins she needs? Why are you not taking care of her? Why is she getting sick? And the whole time, Ainsley thinking she's a child. These things go around. Why I gotta be a bad parent? And then the mom continues. After she done went in on the father, after she done went in on her parenting, she then goes in to say, and what about you? You gaining weight? I see some wrinkles. You need some Botox. Like, so these things are whenever we learn that Ainsley, she is the way she is because that's the way she was raised. Her mom is that person. And, she's getting those character traits from her mom. I know we don't want to be like our moms, but we learn that we act like our moms when we get older. So that's how we get a little more insight with Ainsley. Whole time Ainsley's getting that call from her mom, Peter gets a visit from one of his old friends named Jim. So Jim is a contractor who actually built the secret lair that they have at the house. Jim is also Peter's first fuck and kill experience. So, when they were in college, just a little backstory, when they were in college, they were on a break. Jim thought Peter had went home for the break, but Peter had actually stayed. So when he went to the room, he actually saw Jim date raping, drug raping, whatever you call it, a victim. So he kind of rushed out the room, but when he came back, the girl was still there, and he realized, dang, she's not breathing. Like, what did you do? So Jim, at this point, like, Peter, I can't let you go, bruh. So what you're going to do is you're also going to have sex with this girl, and then we're going to bury her. So Peter like, dang, he killed this girl. Ain't no telling what he going to do to me. So he proceeds to have sex with her, and they bury the body. Now, in his mind, Peter he's at war because he knows this isn't the right thing to do, but the adrenaline and the power he gets from it, he can't escape it now. So thus begins the serial rapist and murderer. That's how that came to be. So now we're back in present time. Jim calls up Peter, and he's a little hesitant because he knows the type of person that Jim can be. Jim say, hey, I need a favor. I need to borrow the lair. So Peter's like, look, I can do a lot of things, but I don't think I'm going to be able to lend you the lair. Like, you know what I use that room for. And Jim was like, yeah, exactly. I know what you use that room for. So, yeah, you're going to have to let me use that because we don't want everyone else to know about it, right? Blackmail. Okay, so Peter relents. All right, bet. Bring what you need to bring. How long it's going to be there? Jim says, it's only going to be there for a couple of days. So at midnight, Jim comes to drop it off. Peter come back in and she's like, hey, what's going on? What's with this midnight drop off? Who is this? What does Peter do? Lies. Oh, it's just a coworker dropping off some paperwork. So Ansley, knowing her husband, all right, Peter lying. So this immediately triggers Ansley. Okay. So the book continues. A few weeks later, Jim asks for another favor. This time, it's a body. So after he gets the body in there, they just chopping it up, talking. Ansley come outside like, hey, what's going on? So Peter get her that look like, nah, you need to get your ass back in the house. So she catches vibe, catch what he's saying. Like, okay. But Jim, he got his eye on Ansley like, dang, that's your wife. Like, I see why you ain't never bring him around. I see why, you ain't let us meet. Like, your wife got it like that. So Peter like, all right, it's time to go. Like, you gotta go. Cool. They leave. So Ansley goes back in. Life continues. She goes to pick up the kids from school the next day. She learns that Maisley, who has been dancing her whole life, just quit dance. So she's like, what? So she's like, okay, it's just too much going on. Maisie done quit dance. Jim lying about some coworker. Something going on in that lair. It's, you know what? We all stressed out. We're going to go to the lake. We're going to get a retreat. We're going to take a break. We're going to go to the lake. Okay? So at the lake, she's like, okay, how do I fix my family? Okay, my marriage is getting back to a point where Peter's lying. He keeping secrets. My daughter falling apart. Something is going on. How do I fix it? Let me start with my marriage. So, in order to get through to Peter, she's like, okay, fine. In order to understand you, to understand this need to rape and kill, can I join you? So Peter like, what? Like, all his flabbers are gasted, because what? And she like, yeah, I want to join you. I want to understand you. I want to get to know you. Who is this person that my husband is? I know you to be the husband. I know you to be the father, but I need to know who this man is and why you seek it so much. So Peter he's like, all right, I'm a little excited, but dang, that's just something that I do, that's my thrill. That's my thing. So he also feels kind of selfish about it. So he says, okay, just let me think about it. Let me think about it. All right, bet. So they at the lake house, chilling. They're going to check on the kids. Bring some lunch, juice. Going to check on the kids. They over here, Maisie talking about why she quit dance. So she talking about how her friend and how her little friend is in a whole relationship with the coach. Okay? They got pictures, they got videos and everything. Coach Chris, the dance teacher, who has been teaching Maisie all her life, out here molesting and having inappropriate relationships with the kids. So they on Maisie ass like, all right, look, what happened? Has he touched you? You in a relationship with this man? What's going on? So Maisie's like, no, that's why I quit, because he said some inappropriate things, and I know he's having relationships with, one of my friends. So that's why I decided to quit before it got there. So Peter and Ansley like, I bet. At that point, Peter like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you join me, and we know who our first victim is, Coach Chris. Let's go. So they go home. Now, upon their arrival home, something looked off to Peter in the garage. So he's like, all right, y'all go up. Let me go check on the garage, see what's up. He goes in the garage in his lair. The whole lair filled with drugs, weapons, not to mention the body still there that Jim put there. So he called Jim like, yo, Jim, what's up? Like, you asked for a favor, you asked for two. All this stuff, this gotta go. It's not happening. So Jim like, okay, I'll get rid of it. But you gotta give me a night with Ansley. So Peter like, bro, you out your mind. You are out of your mind. There's no way it's happening. So Jim like, okay, well then I'm going to be using it indefinitely because I want your wife. So Peter like, you know what? I'm already stressed out. I got to go get this nigga Coach Chris. And now I got to get you too. All right, bet. So he trying to get his plan together, get everything all situated. So he go drop the kids off at school the next day, get them where they going. And Jim shows up to the house. So Ansley opened the door, because mind y'all, she don't know who he is. She opened the door like, hey, what's up? My husband not here. He'll be back in a little bit. You can wait. So Jim like, nah. Forces his way on the inside of the door, tries to rape her. So Ansley defends herself, of course, picks up a knife, sliced him across the throat, kills him. Now he dead. Peter returns home. Ansley out there on a swing. So she like, all right, let's talk. Because the whole time you're lying to me and I figured out what the lie is. So Jim is obviously your friend. And while you out there trying to put together your plan, he done came in here trying to rape me. But I heard the phone call. I already knew that he wanted me. I already knew that he was going to set something up. And I also know you, my predictable husband, wasn't going to do anything in time. So I set it up for him to come. I responded to him from your number and let him know that he could have me. So when he showed up, I went ahead and got rid of him. She then proceeds to walk in the kitchen, wraps the body up in tarp, and got rid of the knife. So Peter's like, yo, I don't know if I should be turned on or scared right now. You done set this man up and went through with the whole thing. But he also felt excited because it's like, okay, you can do it. But at the same time, you need me because we have to get rid of this body. I've done it before. You feel comfortable with me doing this with you. Like, you know what? This might be something we can do. So he excited. They go bury the body and he go bury Dick and Ansley because he like, dang, I thought this was going to take away, but it actually adds to it. Like, I like this power that we can feel, that we can do together. So at this point, let's go get Coach Chris. Bet. So they go to kill Coach Chris. They know his schedule because Maisie been there since she was a little girl. So they go whenever no one's there. Take some drugs that they found from Jim's boxes and all of his things. Goes in his office, kills him. Ansley looks on the desk and realizes he got a girlfriend. So they're like, dang, this girlfriend is a liability. We gotta get rid of her. So who is the girlfriend? Dr. Joanna St. James. Which brings us back to the present. Okay, so now they're in therapy with Joanna, the girlfriend / therapist. Now, after that first session, they started sneaking and going separately because when they were going together, she was a potential victim that was going to, be killed. But Ansley actually thought she was progressing with therapy. After that first session, she felt good. So she went by herself and kept going by herself. You're like, you know what? This is helping me. Maybe I don't want to kill Joanna after all. Maybe she won't be, like Ileana was. So we can probably spare her. However, Peter's been going himself too. But he's progressing affectionately. So he, throwing a little flirtatious eye So in his mind, he like, nah, she's still a liability. She's still a victim, but she my victim. I ain't gonna, we ain't gotta kill her together. I'm gonna keep her for myself. I like the way she talk. I like the way she look. And I want her to be mine. So, because of his affection growing towards Joanna, he starts pulling away from Ansley, which of course we all know this triggers Ansley. So, some time goes by, and Joanna wants to be with Peter. Now she says, "Hey, so I know this really not about fencing, huh?" So in her mind, she like, "Nah, you went to some little kinky stuff, and I'm trying to be a part of it." So he like, "Okay, you don't even know, but I'm gonna let you be a part of it," and of course lures her to his lair, in which he teases her with death. He just teasing her and just gets so excited about the idea of killing her, and of course, the whole time pushing Ansley away because this is his affair. Ansley, of course, figures it out. She know her husband is acting strange. She know he's lying, so she confronts him. "Peter, is there someone else? Is there any more secrets? Come on, be real with me. Okay? We're having dinner, we having some good wine. This is comfortable. This is safe. Are you involved with anyone else?" Y'all, what Peter do? Peter lies. All right, bet. Ashley starts packing her stuff. "I gotta go." Because at this point, baby, I done killed for you. Okay? I done killed with you. I'm doing all of these things for us to work, and you still want to lie to me? You still want to play in my face? All right, bet. So she started packing his bags. Next thing you know, Peter wakes up handcuffed in his lair. Whole time, Ansley done spiked the wine. She knew he was gonna lie. She done spiked the wine, then chained him up in his lair in a chair. And lets him know, "Look, you being lying, you being playing in my face, so I'm about to kill you. I done did all this for us to be together. You still don't want to act right. So I'm going to set a fire to this lair, and I'm taking the kids to the beach. Okay? Have a good rest of your life for however many minutes that's going to be." And then as she looks at him, she recalls like, "Dang, you done made me a wife. You've made me a mother. And you've made me a killer." And proceeds to drug him and kill him. And as he's just slowly dying off, he looks across his lair and sees his most prized possession, Joanna, is dead. Ansley ain't playing no games. She done killed Joanna, and now she killing her husband, Peter. Okay? So Ansley and the kids, now they at the beach. They living their best life. Kids, hey, you know what? Where's Dad? When Dad's gonna get here? Oh, he had a work trip. He couldn't get up here now, but I am starting to get a little worried about him. We're going to go home in a few days and check and see if everything is okay. So the kids like, all right, they continue to play. Ashley sits in her little chair, baby. She gets comfortable and receives a text. So she look at the text. A picture of an emergency exit in the lair with a note attached that says, "Sorry, honey. We're in this together forever." And that is the amendment, book 2 of the arrangement series. Join me for part 3.